All right, so we are up to day 198 of going through my old journal. And the quote for today says, "Everything we do in life is based on fear, especially love. Do you do what you'll say you do? What do your actions say about you?" I feel like the question is a little disconnected from the quote, but whatever. And if you're following along, you might just take a minute to think about how you'd respond. And let's see what I wrote. I said, I used to always do what I said I would do for the most part. For the most part, I still do. I said there was a time for a year or two that I started to let people down. I said mostly at work or school by not following through or meeting deadlines. Yeah, and used to, like, I've talked about this quite a bit, like, now that I'm learning a little bit more about ADHD and stuff, I feel like a lot of stuff in my past can be hacked up to things related to that. Like, it's like I would say I would do something, but I wasn't never the type of person to get stuff done early. I would always just get it done like right in time, and usually be like stressing like up to the point. But then I think as I got, over the past few years, I just like overcommitted myself, and I was having less trouble getting that drive when it was coming time for the assignment to be due. Usually I could always just depend on like, okay, it's going to be like a couple days before, a night before, and I will just get this burst of energy to be able to get done whatever I need to get done and stay up all night, pull an all-nighter, get it done. And then, yeah, in my master's program, I just like got stuck a couple of times, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this energy is not coming, like this motivation isn't coming. And even through my master's, I was able to pull through. But then when I got my PhD in the last couple of years, like that same drive wasn't hitting me, and it was terrible and it was stressful. But yeah, so I said, I now realized that I had overcommitted myself during times that I was feeling more productive / social. Yeah, and I'm bad about that. Like, I'll get really excited about something and I'll overcommit to things. And then when it, like, people talk about this a lot, like, you agree to hang out with your friends or do something with your friends. And then when that day comes, you're like, oh, I really don't want to go. And then you get a little bit stressed about it. I said in the moment, I would feel like I could easily handle all my commitments, but within a couple of weeks, my motivation would wane, leaving me feeling anxious and stressed about all that I'd committed to. On the one hand, I do think it's good to push beyond one's comfort zone and try things that make you uncomfortable or scared. However, I think that's only true to a certain point and for certain things. There were several things that I stuck to at a young age, not because I enjoyed them, but because I didn't want to be called a quitter. My parents would sign us up for music lessons and sports and pageants and things. I pushed through and kept going with a lot of things, but it never got me anywhere because none of it was anything I really enjoyed. So yeah, I've talked about this a couple times. Like, for a long time I was glad that like I did the music and stuff like that, but now looking back, I'm just kind of like, it was kind of a waste of my time because that was never something I was really passionate about. But I wonder, like, if I wouldn't have done that, now looking back, if I would have like regretted doing it, because at least now I know, like, I tried to stick with it for all these years and I didn't like it. So now that I know that it's just not something that's for me. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I do feel like I don't want to let people down. So I do, when I say I'm going to do something with somebody, I would say I typically follow through, but like more recently, I've just been not agreeing to do anything because I don't want that stress of like feeling like I'm letting people down or not following through, I guess, is what's been happening more recently. And I've been trying to like better prioritize like my time and what I need to get done, and trying to just prioritize my getting my school finished and my work responsibilities, and I don't know. But yeah, I don't know that I have too much more to add about that. I would like to be able to offer to do more, but just where I'm at right now, like, I don't want to overcommit to things and then not follow through with it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I've talked a lot of times about, being bad about commitment. Like, I will commit to things, but then it just really stresses me out. So I've gotten to where I just, like, don't like to commit to anything. So yeah, I hope that changes, but I guess we'll see. I'll be back tomorrow with day 199.